Tonight we're learning more about the catastrophic fire that tore through the Wong Fuk Court housing complex in Hong Kong, a blaze that has now become one of the deadliest residential disasters the city has faced in decades. The fire erupted on the afternoon of November 26th, starting on the exterior of one of the towers where bamboo scaffolding and renovation netting had been installed. What began as a localized blaze on the outer structure quickly escalated into a fast-moving inferno as flames raced upward along the netting and scaffolding, spreading from one residential block to another in a matter of minutes. Residents described hearing popping sounds, smelling smoke, and then seeing walls of flame, climbing the exterior of the building faster than they could comprehend. As the fire grew, smoke filled hallways and stairwells, cutting off escape routes and trapping residents in their apartments. Emergency services upgraded the incident to a level 5 alarm, the highest possible, triggering the deployment of nearly 800 firefighters, more than 100 fire trucks, and dozens of ambulances. But despite the enormous response, firefighters were met with extreme challenges: thick black smoke, collapsing scaffolding, high heat, and falling debris that made reaching the upper floors incredibly dangerous. Helicopters circled overhead, searching for people waving towels or flashing lights from windows, while teams on the ground attempted to break through blocked stairwells and smashed doors to get to those still inside. As of the latest available updates, at least 44 people have been confirmed dead, including one firefighter who was fatally injured during rescue efforts. The official number of missing or unaccounted for residents remains staggering. Around 279 people have not yet been located. Authorities caution that some of the missing may have evacuated without checking into shelters, but given the scale of destruction inside multiple tower blocks, rescuers fear that the actual death toll may continue to climb. Hospitals across Hong Kong have admitted more than 60 injured individuals, many suffering from smoke inhalation, burns, and fall-related trauma. Several are in critical condition, and medical staff have been working throughout the night to stabilize victims pulled from the rubble and smoke-filled stairwells. Hundreds of residents have been evacuated, many of them elderly, children, and families who had seconds to flee before the flames overtook their floors. They are now staying in temporary shelters set up at community centers and schools, waiting for news about missing loved ones and unsure when or if they will ever be able to return to what's left of their homes. As the human toll becomes clearer, police have already launched a criminal investigation. 3 individuals connected to the renovation project, 2 directors of a construction company and an engineering consultant, have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter. Investigators are focusing on the materials used on the building's exterior and the bamboo scaffolding system, which they believe may have acted as a conduit for the rapid spread of the fire. There are concerns that the renovation netting trapped heat and flames against the tower walls and created what firefighters described as a chimney effect, drawing flames upward and feeding them oxygen. Officials are also looking into whether clearance rules were followed, whether fire exits were obstructed during construction, and whether building management took appropriate precautions while major renovation work was underway. Residents have raised long-standing worries about outdated safety standards across public housing estates built several decades ago. Many of these towers were never designed with modern fire-resistant exterior materials, and the widespread use of temporary bamboo scaffolding, common throughout Hong Kong, has now come under intense scrutiny. Families gathered outside the complex throughout the night, watching the firefight unfold, waiting desperately for updates. Some residents said they tried to escape, but were overwhelmed by smoke, barely steps outside their doors. Others were rescued by firefighters who carried them down dark, debris-filled stairwells after hours of being trapped. At this hour, rescue teams continue to move floor by floor, apartment by apartment, searching for survivors. Many lower floors have been cleared, but upper levels remain unstable, with burned-through corridors, collapsed ceilings, and hazardous debris. Officials warn that search and recovery operations could take days. The tragedy is sending shockwaves across Hong Kong. For many, it has reopened painful memories of earlier high-rise fires. And the scale of the disaster is already prompting calls for sweeping changes to building codes, renovation oversight, and safety inspections. Community groups, volunteers, and charities are mobilizing, providing clothing, food, and emergency aid to displaced residents. Mental health services are being deployed to shelters where families wait for answers. Some already told that their loved ones did not survive, others still clinging to hope. As of now, 44 confirmed dead, 279 missing, dozens injured, and hundreds displaced. these numbers tell only part of the story, a story that continues to unfold as firefighters push deeper into the damaged towers and investigators dig into how a housing estate filled with families became the site of one of Hong Kong's worst peacetime disasters. And as the city wakes up to a skyline marked by smoke and charred concrete, Hong Kong faces a difficult truth: that the systems meant to protect residents, range as renovation standards, fire regulations, and building oversight may have failed them when they needed it most.